perfect.
What is going on, everyone? Adrenaline rush, yeah. Adrenaline rush, yeah. Adrenaline rush, yeah. Adrenaline rush, come on. Oh, baby, we are back, baby. No more fucking around, y'all. We're back and running, baby. What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday to you all. This is another live edition of Steve's Kitchen here live on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. It is Monday, October the 23rd. 2023. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button down below. We really would appreciate that 100%. Also, while you're at it, give this video a big old thumbs up. Share throughout your entire social media platforms, and let everyone know. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones, whoever that loves wrestling and all that fun stuff. Also, hit that bell notification. Be notified when we go live every single time you're in as well. Again, if you guys feel generous, we do also have the super chat ready to go. If you guys want to leave us a donation, again, it would be appreciated, and it also guarantees that your comment gets read on the air right away. But as always, I am that Peruvian Fight TV extraordinaire. I am Steve, and I'm here joined by my sous chef here on Steve's Kitchen, the pride of Detroit. He's happy too. Did his team win yesterday? His team win? Oh yeah, you had a bye week. Right? You had a bye week. You had a bye week, right? You had a bye week.
Talk about the Lions. No.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. It was. We didn't win.
Well, at least we beat. Well, we won. We beat some commies.
Yeah.
So there's that.
We weren't supposed to, but
we're supposed to. Yeah, man. Not like it matters anyway. I think next.
It matters. It matters.
I think this week coming up is a bye week for us, and then after we're playing the Jets. I think we're playing the Jets. Oh shit, it's gonna be crazy, bro. Did you know that this weekend as well is Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury? Did you know about this? Like it totally slipped my mind. Like, oh, what the fuck? Like, really? Like, we're watching.
I have to put a little bit of action on both. Well, not.
Is it available though?
It is.
Is it like because you would think, all right, like for the sports books, they view that
available
because Dylan Dennis versus Logan Paul wasn't on. You know what I mean? Oh, it is the Sunday. Yeah, it's the Sunday. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for letting us know that. But other than that, my weekend overall, I mean, listen, UFC 294 was something, right? Our parlays went to shit, right, Mike? Torture, pain, suffering. And Armand, I'll get to this just a sec. I'll get into this just a sec here. So before we get into any of this,
no,
it's not.
What's funny? It's not. But you can bet on the dang fight for next year, December 30th, 2024, Tyson Fury versus Olis. That's how you say it. That's Alexander. That's Alexander
Usyk.
I know how to say Usyk, but that's how you spell Alexander for him.
I guess that's how you pronounce it. I guess how you pronounce Alexander. Yeah, Usyk, yeah.
Well, you could bet on Fury Usyk for next year. And Usyk is underdog plus 194.
Of course he is, bro.
But no Ngannou.
Nah, because they don't view.
You can't bet on that.
They don't view that as like a major. Yeah, it's for the sports books. It's a circus show. Like, all right, man, this is not as legitimate. You know, to be fair, you think about it, Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis or Tommy Fury and KSI weren't on DraftKings or FanDuel. I guess if you live in the UK, but other than that, you know, They don't view it like we do, I guess.
Yeah, it's serious to them over there across the pond, but
Yes.
not to us over here that really.
Before we move any further here, you know what I'm about to do.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Want to thank you to Spaz Phoenix for the $20 Canadian. Finally, WWE will have some competition. A lot of stuff to check out on my show. WWE last week and NXT Halloween Havoc Night 1 preview are up now. NXT Rewind is popping again November 18th with TakeOver Brooklyn. If you're talking about TakeOver Brooklyn 1, I was at that show. Memorable.
Well, yeah.
Fun.
I mean, all you got to say is take over Brooklyn. You know that's the first show.
And believe it or not, for those of you who think that I hate women's wrestling, fun little fact. One of the best matches that I saw live was at this show. And guess what? Mike, guess what? It was a women's match. It was a women's match. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Oh my God. Didn't see that one coming, right? I mean, damn. Anyway, I did attend Wrestle Pro yesterday at the legendary. That's right, I'm saying it, y'all. The legendary. Let me repeat it again. The legendary Rahway Rec Center. That is right. I was there yesterday. I was there for the on-the-spot title shot Rumble event that they had at the Rahway Rec Center. Overall, listen, it was last minute. I literally got my tickets at the last minute. I'll be honest. I know they're on Premier Stream. They're on Premier streaming network, which is like the competitor to Fight TV.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, yeah. So now basically, ticket prices for the events now went up. You know what I mean? If you buy tickets now, so if you want like front row, like it's $70. Like rings, like front row, $70. If you want like the second row or something, it's like 60. Third row is like 50, right? And then the rest of general admission was like $30. But keep in mind, because now they run their tickets through Eventbrite, there's tax now and shit. It's just so ridiculous, you know. And I mean, overall, the show is fine. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and crap because, again, bro, I have a soft place in my heart for the Rahway Rec Center. You think about independent wrestling here on the Northeast. You think of the Royal Rec Center. Some of the who's who have wrestled in that building. Steen, Generico, Brian, Claudio, Kingston, Eddie Kingston, that is, right? Lethal, you name it, Generico, Punk, the Kenny Omega, Cody, right? Cody Rhodes, that is, right? Again, that building has a special place in my heart. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I had a good time. I had a fun time in the building. I saw EC3 versus Pat Buck for the NWA World Title, which was they did the dusty finish, bro. They pulled the dusty finish. They had Pat Buck win the NWA World Title. You're probably wondering who the fuck is Pat Buck, right, Mike? You're probably wondering.
I know who Pat Buck is.
Yes,
he works in AEW now.
Yes, and so does Kevin Matthews, the guy. He books the shows for WrestlePro, but he also works for AEW. Like normally they do their shows on Saturdays. I understand why we're doing them now on Sunday because they work for AEW. So they're not, you know, so they have to literally haul ass once their shows are, if they're running a show, like if they're running WrestlePro, they have to literally haul ass after Collision the day before their show and just get back to Jersey basically. So it's a fucking struggle and shit. But nevertheless, I had a fun time. I also saw, yes, the Tijuana Nightmare, QT Marshall. You know what sucks though, bro? He didn't do meet and greet. He did not do a meet and greet, bro. Did not do a fucking meet and greet. I don't blame him. Like, bro, for him, yeah, he's doing KM, but Pat Buck a favor. Yeah, I'll wrestle at your show. Why not? I'll bring my AAA Latin American Championship. I'm not sure AAA were aware that they're defending the title on this show, but nevertheless, yeah, I'll show up. I'll wrestle Super Crazy. I'm like, interesting. Interesting. I wonder why. I wonder.
Wrestles super crazy.
Bro. He can still go, bro. He looks old. He looks like he looks like someone that works on my job. You know?
That's
but
crazy.
Nevertheless,
he's still going.
He's still going, bro. I know I think he still wrestles for Noah in Japan. So, but nevertheless, it was cool. I had pizza, wood fire pizza.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
you bought up Super Crazy, and we saw Juventud last night.
I mean, the night before, 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago,
yeah,
remember?
Yeah, 2 nights ago.
Yes, we did. We did.
I mean, all we needed was Psychosis.
Oh shit, bro. I heard he's having a good time, bro. He's having a good time. Let me get the site here ready to go. I got a cage match here. The little database here. The database for wrestling, right? Was bound for bankruptcy. I'm sorry, bound for glory.
You gotta Saturday. Put some respect on their name. You gotta put some respect on their name.
I know. Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory 2023, which we'll get into in a little bit as well. But nevertheless, I had a fun time being there, bro. I don't know if I'll make the next one. It's still up in the air. I mean, they're not like bringing no big names. Like mostly what they'll do is bring in some AEW names. Like, bro, Action Not Ready opened the fucking show.
Oh, I know that pissed you off.
And it's like, bro, I'm like, it's funny.
Like, what are y'all doing to me?
No. So after the show, right? He like after his match, like somewhere between the show, like he'll come up into because I was sitting in the bleachers. I was sitting in general admission. I didn't care, right? Passes by me.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, they might know. They might know. You gotta keep this in mind too.
No.
No, you gotta keep in mind too. Like KM, Kevin Matthew, Pat Buck, they work for AEW, and here comes the guy that runs a show called Sad. You know what I mean?
All right.
Next thing you know, sorry, Steve. I hope you're not sad. I'm like, oh shit. Here we go.
No, he probably doesn't know who you are.
Nah, I hope not. Not yet. I mean, here's the thing about it, right? Oh shit, there goes Big Mike. Oh, Chef Mike, you're back. Chef Mike. Oh, thank goodness. Again, basically what we do, eventually that will be the goal, right? Like, yeah, you get recognized at shows here and there, but I don't want this to be a thing where I get like surrounded. You know what I mean? That's my fear too. That. I would not want that, bro.
I don't want. I don't think you're built for it. I am. I'm built for it.
You want the whole crowd, the whole room to stop what the fuck they're doing and just swoop?
Yeah.
Even follow you to the fucking bathroom and shit. Like, damn, yo.
Yeah.
I can take it from here, yo. Say nah. Scott D'Amore should be Booker of the Year, not Tony Khan. I love his passion.
No.
I love his passion. Put it this way: when he screams into a microphone, it's more manly than Tony Khan. Did you see the video, Mike? The post video that they posted on their channel?
Oh, after the fact?
Yes.
No.
So I'm going to send you the video. Just watch it.
Because after the pay-per-view, all they said is we're back. And so there was something after that.
So they posted a video. It's Scott D'Amore in the ring with the talent, and he's just pouring his heart out, right? Here's what I'm gonna do, Mike. I'm gonna send you this video. Mute yourself, watch it. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll get into all this stuff. So overall, Bound for Glory was this past Saturday. Overall, listen, I thought the show was fun. A fun show. Now, granted, me and Mike, as he's watching the video that I just sent him right now, we don't cover Impact on a weekly basis. There is talks of eventually start covering Impact here on the channel. I understand that, hey, for some of us here, we have other commitments that are important, like Thursday Night Football. Likely once a Thursday Night Football comes to an end, we'll get the ball rolling with Impact Wrestling. But nevertheless, I thought the show was a very, very fun show. I'll be honest, going into this show, I only care about two matches. And that was Will Ospreay versus Speedball Mike Bailey in the world title match of Alex Shelley versus Josh Alexander. I am aware that Jordan Grace won the Call Your Shot gauntlet. She gets a shot at any title I guess she wants. From my understanding, she is cashing in, or I guess activating her Call Your Shot prize for Hard to Kill, for the Knockouts championship. Trinity defeated Mickey James. I thought that was fun for what it was worth. You had Ace Austin and Chris Bay become the new tag team champions when they defeat the Rascals. I thought the match was another fun match, good back and forth. Kenta versus Chris Sabin to open the show. I thought, again, it made a lot of sense to kick off the show with those two guys again to get the crowd going. I'll be honest, if it was up to me, I would have rather them do Ultimate X. Okay, you're doing Bound for Glory, right? You might as well do an Ultimate X match, right? But that's no here or there. Will Ospreay and Mike Bailey, let me tell you right now, those two went out there and just stole the show. Listen, it's hard. You can make the argument a match of the year candidate. If there has not been yet a match of the year candidate for Impact Wrestling, this is it. Will Ospreay, think about this, having bangers in Japan, right? In AEW with Lexus Chris Jericho and Kenny, and Chris Jericho, right? And now here he is, Mike Bailey in Chicago. Also factor in the match he had with Zack Sabre Jr. from a couple of weeks ago at Rev Pro with the New Japan crossover. Will Ospreay is in contention. Again, for some people, the best wrestler in the world right now is Bryan Danielson. From a work rate perspective, right, is Bryan Danielson, and that's fine. But you can also make the argument for Will Ospreay. Mike, what was your overall thoughts? Because again, I feel like for me, and I said this moments ago while you were watching the video, for me, the two matches that I really care about more than anything was Will Ospreay and Mike Bailey in the world title match. Were you under the same boat too?
Cut that in half. I only cared about one match, and it was Mike Bailey versus Will Ospreay.
And it delivered, right? Hands down.
It delivered. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. I mean, it started off slow, but it was really good.
Yeah, so of course, also real quick, you also had the Monsters Ball match, the Fatal 4-Way. PCO pinned. He defeated Moose, Rhino, and Steve Macklin. I mean, again, it was a traditional hardcore match. Nothing crazy here. Again, other than the fact that PCO is taking these crazy bumps. It's like he can literally be Darby's uncle. You know what I mean? Like, they have something in common there, So there's that also. But for me, listen, bro, Will Ospreay, Mike Bailey, dude, was a chef's kiss. A chef's kiss and again, bro, it's an Impact Wrestling, dude. An Impact Wrestling in Chicago, bro. They were happy.
Mm-hmm.
They were happy. And I know Will Ospreay will still be around with Impact. I know they're doing a tour of the UK, I think a month from now or something like that. I know Turning Point is going to be in Newcastle, so he'll be part of that as well. Fun little fact too, it's crazy to think. I don't know if you saw this or not. I think I posted this in our group chat that we have. Will Ospreay. So yesterday was like their They were doing tapings for Impact, right? And you had in the same building, you had Will Ospreay, and also backstage was CM Punk.
Really?
Now, mind you, Punk is there because he just visits backstage. He's done it before, right? He's done it before. But nevertheless, also factor in Will Ospreay did partner up with, I guess, the same agent that runs that manages the Young Bucks. So there's that, as to keep that in mind. Keep this in mind too, bro. Will Ospreay is entering free agency soon, right? His contract with New Japan is coming to an end soon. I know he recently said that he is opening up to move to the States in wrestling for a wrestling promotion. He's opening up to it now. So per PW Insider, Will Ospreay has hired Barry Bloom to represent him in future negotiations. Bloom currently handles Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Now, does that mean he's heading to AEW? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. He also talked about
that makes that chance go from 50 to
95.
70%.
Yes, but also he also talked about potentially going to the Fed and wrestling Seth Rollins. Because if you recall, Rollins did cut that promo a couple of weeks ago, claiming to be the best in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, bro, Will Ospreay, dude, again, fucking amazing. Just chef's kiss, bro. Chef's kiss. And the year's not even over yet. Bro. But again, he is, for me, in discussion for best wrestler on the planet today. He's in discussion. He's already had like some of the match of the year candidates. Multiple matches feature him.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, bro. Keep that in mind, bro. But I felt like, and also, the world title match, Josh Alexander, Alex. I thought it was a good match too. I was surprised by the ending. I thought Josh Alexander was going to win. Didn't happen, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with now, being that, again, I don't follow Impact like that. I don't. Not like I used to, right? But from my understanding,
that might change.
That might change now. That might change. Alex Shelley is doing the whole paranoid champion run right now. So they're letting that still cook, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with that as well. So there's that too. Let this sink in, bro. The Motor City Machine Guns, dude, are currently holding the X Division title, that being Chris Sabin, and Alex Shelley is holding the world title. Let's make you proud, Mike. Let's make you proud. Motor City.
It's okay. Oh.
It's okay. It's not the fan title now. Come on now. If you need a TNA reboot, Shelley, TNA original should be a champ to kick it off. I agree. Also, I want to mention this real quick, Mike. During the Will Ospreay Mike Bailey match, the homage to AJ Styles that Will Ospreay did in this match, bro. The homages, bro. The phenomenal forearm and then the Styles clash, bro. And then from the quotes, I am. Like, bro. But I felt like, I don't know about for you guys that are watching the show. Well, at the end of the pay-per-view, right? Normal, again, I'm watching it, right? And it's like, okay, show's over. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to log off yet. I'm not going to click off. I feel like something was happening. And I'm glad that I didn't like exit out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy I didn't do that. Because a video was played. It's basically a video. It's like a cinematic video, right? Of somewhere in the woods, the middle of nowhere at night. And some of the big names from the Impact Wrestling were involved in this video. You know, Eric Young, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Josh Alexander, Eddie Edwards, Alicia Edwards, Jordan Grace, to name you a few that were in this video. I might be Kazarian as well. Kazarian. How can I miss Kazarian? How can I miss Kazarian, right? What's wrong with me? And they get together and they bring this box, this crate box, whatever it may be, right? And they're talking about how, you know, it's time to go back to the past. For so many years, we've been slept on. Basically, them saying, you know what, it's time for a change and all that shit, right? And how they still hear it. I'm like, what's going on? What are they talking about here, right? Like, what's going on here? Like, for me, I'm like, you know what? It's probably it's an advertisement for Hard to Kill. That's what it seemed like to me. Like, okay. And the next thing I see is Josh Alexander opening the crate or the box, whatever you want to call it, right? And on the front of it had the letters TNA.
It bursts.
It burst, and it's
like
all
TNA memories.
Yes, nostalgia, right? Everything just, and then at the end, it's TNA Wrestling. We're back. And I'm like, like, I just was in shock. We're back. We're fucking back, bro. TNA is back and running, man. I know there's a lot of you out there who are like, why? Why are we doing this? Why is this even a thing? Right? They worked so hard to distance themselves from those letters. And they've gone they've gone through hurdle leaps and bounds, what have you, right? But I think there's people who need to understand, like, yo, no matter what they've done, no matter what they do going forward, people will still know them as TNA. There's just no way of ignoring that. There's no way to help me out here, Mike. There's no way to distance yourself, I guess, right? Like,
yeah, it's no way to not associate yourself from the past.
Exactly. Absolutely. There's no way. There's just no way. You have to just, again, for me, for nostalgia, I'm happy as hell. You know what? Because, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. When I saw that old school logo, bro, 8th grade Steve went back in time, bro. I went back to 2004 Fridays. I don't know how many of y'all remember this. If you guys were around back in the day, but Fridays on Fox Sports Channel from like 4 p.m. Impact Wrestling for like an hour. I remember those days. Hell, when they went to Spike TV, but I remember those Saturday episodes. I remember that. That's when, you know, obviously when the Fed left Spike TV and obviously Spike, in spite, right, picked up TNA. And that's when they got most of their viewers, when they were on Spike TV.
That's when I was watching around the 2005, 2006 time, kind of off and on.
And I do think, yes, them going back to TNA, bro, makes more sense. I did read some of the press release that they did, right? Their goal is to go into bigger buildings. That is their goal. Now, we're not saying like Tony Khan and fucking go into fucking 18,000 seat buildings and only set up for 5,000 and sell tickets for 3,000. Now, I don't think it's that crazy, but bigger build, like, let's say 5,000 seat
5,000 seat
arenas and set up probably 2,000 and maybe sell 1,000. Who knows, right? Who knows? Who knows, bro?
I felt like they could have did that. What was the last pay-per-view? I felt like because they were at a big arena, Oh, for the 1,000 episodes.
They could have, but I feel like
They set up for only 600, and it was like a 3,000 seater. I was like, for that show, you could have sold at least 2,500 for that show.
I guess so. But the point of the matter is, though, yes, for me, it brought me back to those days, right? Middle school me, and you can, and again, for me, TNA was great. 2005, 2006, 7, 8, 9, and part of 10. I was watching. Don't get me wrong. I was also watching during the bad days of TNA. Guys like myself, Chase, just to name you a few, Walter, even to an extent, we were all watching TNA back in the day. We were watching. You know what I mean? But as much as you acknowledge the good stuff from TNA, you can't ignore the bad stuff that happened. And there was a lot of it. There was a lot, you know. To me, it goes to this, bro. You want to get eyeballs back on the product. And the letters TNA is what people identify with that organization. Now, also in this press release, they were going to change the titles to have the TNA logo on them. They're gonna also up their production. Now, this move officially begins in 2024. So if you're gonna be watching Impact on Thursday, don't expect them to be called TNA Impact. No, it's will be Impact Wrestling. They officially make the switch on January 13th. I kind of find it funny, right? TNA hard to kill. I find it funny. TNA hard to kill. Get it? Hard to kill. TNA, you know. That's when it officially makes the switch. I think it's gonna be from the Palms in Vegas. I'm just excited, bro. I'm excited. And I ain't gonna lie to you. That Saturday, bro, I went to my cousin's after, right? Had like 4 blunts rolled up, and we were hitting the blunt, right? I'm like, you know what, bro? Let me come home and let me get home and do a video on the topic. I literally sat here on this chair around 3 a.m. on Saturday going into Sunday and filmed the video. Bro, I even had the thumbnail ready to go. I shit you guys not. I had the thumbnail ready to go and everything.
You look stoned.
I was, bro.
You look stoned right there.
I was. I had everything ready to go. I have sat here. I edited the video. I post pictures. Literally, bro, you're talking to like 2014, 2015 me, bro. Working with fucking Phil Mora and shit and just splicing and jumping, right? And then I'm ready to fucking upload in corrupted file, bro. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, that stinks.
It doesn't matter. I'm like, you know what? Fuck. I'll talk about it on Monday. So it doesn't fucking matter.
Did all that work.
Yeah, bro. Bring back the tunnel by CPZ. I agree. Yeah, I would love to see them bring back the tunnel, the 2 tunnels from back in the day. Now, they're not bringing back the 6-sided ring. I'm not going to lie to you. I would love for them to, at least for one episode, bring back the 6-sided ring. For one set of tapings, just bring it back for the one time. And yes,
they should make it a pay-per-view.
Well, people already been clamoring. Oh, bring back a lockdown, yo. You know, every match inside the cage. I'm like, nah, I'm good. But also, if you notice, what's it called here? I had it. If you look at the thumbnail, right? You see Scott D'Amore. And in the background, you see that sweet Southern belle, yo. Madam Dixie, yo. How did she? We're back, yo. How did she sneak up in there, yo? How did she sneak up? The original Tony. You know, bro, how the fuck did she sneak up in there, bro? That's what I want to know. Listen,
there you go.
no, but I know that, but still, I was trying to see if you could, to me, listen, at the end of the day, it's part of nostalgia. Dixie Carter was a big factor, not just to, oh my God, Impact went through the TNA was in the mud all those years, but also factor in, dude, she's the reason why the company stayed afloat back in the early days, bro. So say what you want.
Wait a minute, Steve. Dixie's from Florida?
She's from Texas.
Okay.
So the story is so in the early days when the Jarretts were doing the weekly pay-per-view episodes, obviously, they were bleeding money. So obviously Dixie and her family came in and provided funds and helped them stay afloat for all those years until they were at now, basically.
Okay.
So for me, it's like, stayed afloat. Jacksonville Dixie, as Orton said. Dixie Carter ruined TNA. Don West was the voice of old TNA. And yes, he was. Yes, he was, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I got a little emotional seeing Mike TNA cut his speech at the Hall of Fame. Got a little emotional. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Again, that was see, here's the thing about it, right? TNA, dude. Even when that video that I sent you of Scott D'Amore literally pouring his heart out in this promo. Damn. Came back. Oh, bro. I got emotional, bro. Like, yeah, I don't understand, bro. That was teenage me, bro. Brought me back to my teenage years, bro. TNA, bro.
You know
now,
what the promo remind me of?
Paul Heyman, this is ECW.
Man, what?
I see the vision. I see the vision. You know what I mean? Like, but here's the thing about it too, bro. I think Scott D'Amore is not going to allow this company, and it's been proven, if you watch the product, it's been proven that Scott D'Amore is not going to drag the name into the company through the mud like Dixie did. Scott D'Amore is responsible for rebuilding that bridge between Impact Wrestling and New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
He's responsible for that. So I'm happy, bro. I'm excited. Mike, I don't know about you or those of you who are in the chat, but I know one thing for certain. In 2024, we will be covering Impact. We will be covering Impact. Listen, man. Let's gotta start doing our own thing, right?
Okay. Yeah. I'm on board.
2 weeks later.
I'm on board.
Well, at least it'll be. Listen, at least it'll last longer than All Honor. Okay, let's put it that way. Okay. The more speech is what Tony's speech. It's what Tony thinks his speech is. Yeah, bro. Like if 100%. You notice, like when you see the more on the mic, you feel you feel the passion. You feel it, bro. You feel the passion. I got you. I got it. You feel the passion of how he cares for the company. Right? When Tony does it, it's like, well, and I can only imagine what's going to happen on Wednesday. Well, will there be shade thrown, right? I wonder. Big Mike is excited. We can see. He's so excited. We can see. Yeah, I can look at that. He's happy for TNA. Yo.
I'm gonna say this. I'm happy that they can once again call this company TNA again because it's a long time coming, man. Like we all remember the dark days of TNA.
Literally.
Starting with Bischoff and Hogan. leading into the Anthem days, leading into and who was feeding us through the Anthem days? Broken Matt Hardy, and it seemed like such a long time ago, but it wasn't. It was just a few years ago. Um, I'm happy. I'm happy we can once again call this company Total Nonstop Action Wrestling.
Yes.
I'm happy.
We
Legit.
listen. All we need now, bro, go back to the original Impact Zone, bro, in Florida, which they're
Right.
not gonna do.
And
They're not
this
gonna do
and
that.
this is and you know what? No, I want them to once a year. And you know what you call a pay-per-view?
Impact.
No. You
Free.
call the pay-per-view Six-Sided Heaven.
Could be. Could very well be. But at the same time as well,
You use the six-sided ring for one time a year. And it's for that pay-per-view. And you go to the original Impact Zone.
I suppose. But again, we gotta see how things plan out. I'm just excited, bro. We might be joined by somebody momentarily. I don't know what it might be, but we'll see. TNA has gone through so much over the years. It's amazing. It's amazing that they're still around. Exactly. Listen, bro. TNA, back in the day when me and Chase were criticized, because you think about this, right? If y'all think we go too hard on AEW,
You ain't seen shit back.
Y'all weren't around, bro. Y'all weren't around, bro, for back in the day. SP3's in the chat. What's going on, SP3? Let's go. The six-sided ring. You trying 2 years off Speedy. You're trying to you take years off Speedy and Josh's career.
Hey, man. Once a year.
Once a year. I guess so. But I think, listen, if you'd ask a lot of those talents, bro, like make a pick, six-sided ring or four, they're going to probably choose a four-sided ring. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Once you hear that, it was kind of brutal for them to use that ring all them years, you understand.
Yeah.
But as nostalgia and us fans, it's like, you got to come back at least once a year. I'm only asking for once, just to see it.
Hey, man, listen, with TNA coming back now, bro, TNA Insiders are back. TNA Mecca's back. TNA Mecca were back. Y'all motherfuckers y'all weren't around, bro.
This is probably going to resurge with the old YWC.
Like the old, not
resurgence.
Not quite. Not quite. I feel like a lot of them have moved on. Hope TNA changes a lot more than just the name, belt designs. Signing Punk and Ospreay is a big ask, but that would really get a lot. Let's pump the brakes here. Let's pump the brakes. I can't wait to hear Big Mike TNA weekly takes from Dolores. SP3, to be fair, TNA was one of the worst inept companies ever.
Most.
Yes. The AEW criticism can come off force, but TNA criticism was always justified. LMAO. That is true as well.
Yeah.
Back in the day, yeah, bro. They do chambers with fucking mats on steel now. Horrible comparison. That is very true as well. Yeah, they do the chambers off mats.
I mean, and I get that too. But man, it's like if you want to be a man, take the mats off them floors.
Will Fool Killer start making Impact videos again? I don't even know. Is he still around? Fool Killer?
I've never heard of
Fool Killer, I think 89 or 98. So he used to be one of those folks that used to, like, back in the day, like, just record Impact reviews. Nothing else. Just Impact Wrestling reviews. Granted, they will be like 2 days late, but oh my God, he will be consistent with those uploads. Granted, again, Impact were done on Tuesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, whatever it may be. But you'll get a weekly review a couple days later, but you'll get it. You know what I mean? So there's that too. You're my boy Fuke. Like I just said, I don't know, man. It's a lot of them. Where's Andre Corbio?
Yeah.
One thing about Andre, he fell off the face. He fell off the face of the earth. I'm not aware about what happened. I wasn't there, but he used to be big on covering Impact Wrestling. That was his thing back in the day. So there's that as well. Okay. The Schleg Daddy made his name off Impact Review as a solo act. That was true as well. SB3, Marky D is the only TNA reviewer still going. He's going to be hyped for the change despite not making the product anymore. Yeah, I remember Marky D back in the day. I remember. But yeah, man, listen, I'm just happy. They're back. Again, they're going to go back to this nostalgia, right? But let's move on here, because I know we might be joined by somebody momentarily. So let's just move on here real quick. If we can. We almost went like an hour with this. Just on TNA alone.
Hey, it's big. It is one of the bigger topics going on right now.
Speaking of which, here he is, joining us live from the office, the one, the only, live from the ATP office. Chase Off. What's going on, Chase?
Nothing much. Just very excited that TNA is back. Obviously, one of the greatest wrestling promotions of all time, a promotion that made me fall back in love in wrestling. This is a true story, guys. True story. So back in like 2003, I wasn't a big Brock Lesnar fan. I thought this guy was a goof. I didn't care for him that much. And so I didn't watch WWE from like 2003 onwards. And it wasn't until I had a cable service. It was called Adelphia. I don't know if anyone has ever heard of that cable service, but I had Adelphia. And on channel 8203, they were playing a marathon. I'm being dead serious. This is how much I love TNA.
8,000 channels. God dang it.
I don't feel that at all. I don't feel that at all. But on channel 8203, Chase Oliver found something called TNA Wrestling, and this channel was just dedicated of showing all the replays of TNA's weekly pay-per-views. So I was watching TNA's weekly pay-per-views, and it got me back into professional wrestling. That was my Ring of Honor. That was like my introduction to like different wrestling besides WWF and WCW. And because WWE wasn't really doing it for me. And then the same shit back in like 2007, when WWE was doing all this lame shit, bro. Like, it was lame, like DX. Oh no, 2006, I would say. Yeah, that's when it was bad. 2006 was really bad with WWE. Like PGDX, like freaking Cena was kind of at the time for me as a kid. It was just a rough time. I just needed more angstiness, and TNA was there for me for all the angst and everything like that. My man Christian was world champion and everything of that nature. So I love that TNA is coming back, man, and it's good because Impact Wrestling had such a stench to it, man. I don't know. Impact Wrestling, it just felt dirty.
I agree with him, though.
She
was on a roll. Yeah, she was on a roll, man. I'm just happy, just like he is, that TNA's coming back. We'll try to get him on. Just again, he's coming in and out, but hopefully he can just get his stuff picked out, and we'll bring him back in real quick. Moving on real quick. Again, once he comes back on, we'll talk about more TNA. You there? You there, Chase?
Hopefully. The work Wi-Fi is really not the best right now. I don't know, dude. This area is just really bad right now. They've been working on it for a while, but as I was saying, TNA is like that one girlfriend you had in high school. You just had such a good time with and stuff. And then you kind of reconnected on and off again, like in college or whatever, but you still remain good friends, and you guys are like able to like hook up every once in a while. That's how it feels right now, man. Like Impact Wrestling, I don't know. It just felt like a stanky girl, bro. Like you were just so embarrassed. Like you were just tapping it just to tap. Like you were just like, oh, I gotta fuck something. It's like Impact Wrestling was like you were watching it just to watch it. That's what it felt like. It was just like it's like, oh well, I don't really like her like that, but I'm down bad right now. And that's how Impact felt most of the time, was that you were down bad. You just needed something to fulfill. Like you just needed something different when WWE was giving you this, and then like Ring of Honor was kind of in its like pause period, and there wasn't really like an alternative until AEW came around. It was just like, oh, I gotta watch Impact. That's the only thing that's really an alternative to WWE. And then you would see stupid shit that they would do, and you're just like, wait, Matt Hardy won the TNA championship?
From
He's still champ.
EC3? Yeah.
EC3, yeah. Like what? Wait, he got vacated the belt? What the hell's going on? And stuff. So don't get me wrong. Sometimes they would have hits. Like I'm not gonna say Impact Wrestling didn't have hits here or there, but just overall, the era of Impact Wrestling was just such a net negative for that company. It wasn't a positive movement. It wasn't until, the pandemic, that's when they started to pick up a little bit more momentum. They worked with AEW, they got Kenny Omega to help out. And then, AEW really did help out Impact Wrestling to some degree, get people back into that product. And then most of the Impact pay-per-views that I've watched, I've said, wow, these are actually pretty good. I wouldn't say they were like the best, but they were pretty good pay-per-views for the most part and stuff. So, but yeah, no, it's good that they're going back to TNA, because people still call it TNA at the end of the day. People still view it as that company. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like you can change the name, you can put as much makeup as you want on that thing, but we're still going to call it the name at the end of the day. Like it's TNA, and so I'm glad it's going back to it, and especially because they're such on a good positive swing. I mean, let's be real. When Josh Alexander was gone from that, when Josh Alexander became a free agent, how many people were like, "Oh yeah, this guy's going to AEW"? Like, no one thought this dude was going to stay in TNA, and he's gone on record saying, "Oh, I wanted to prove that I could stay in this company and stuff." And then we joke about it all the time. What money do they have? They must have some money, to be doing this huge rebrand, and they talked about doing bigger venues and stuff. So it's very exciting. Honestly, it's very exciting because, man, we're gonna probably have like 3 really good wrestling promotions, and WWE being the mecca, AEW being the second, and now TNA, taking over America. That being the third. That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like, again, bro, back in the day though, TNA, you just had to be there. You know what I mean? I think sometimes just talking about it in today's day and age, right, doesn't do it justice. You had to literally be there to witness it, But yeah, man, I'm just excited, bro. Just like everyone else is right now. It begins in 2024 with Hard to Kill.
In the
That's when it
Palms,
begins. In the Palms,
Las
yes.
Vegas, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, in the Palm. I believe, if memory serves me correct, that's when the Main Event Mafia formed, right? In that very building. Is that where they formed?
I thought it was the Hard Rock.
Oh, was it really the Hard? My bad. I thought it was the Palms. My apologies.
Yeah, because it was a small venue.
Yeah. Read some comments here. TPZ Impact got Chase out here. LOL. EC3 was MJF before MJF. Put some respect on my guy EC3, who I saw yesterday, by the way. He's doing this gladiator gimmick now as the NWA.
NWA champ, retired Tyrus, dude.
Yes, he did. And it's funny because
PNC News, like, look at this solar.
Not bad. I remember TNA taping spoilers. Used to, but Twitter in a frenzy. Yeah, I remember back in the day, they would be so mad if you spoiled shit from TNA. People would be so mad on social media and shit. I remember that. But let's move on real quick. Let's move on. Also, this past Saturday was UFC 294. Like I mentioned earlier, our parlays were in the mud. So Abu Dhabi got what they wanted. Let's put it that way, right? Abu Dhabi just got what the fuck they wanted. Hamza Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman. I commend Kamaru Usman for taking the fight on short notice. I commend him. But I don't want to come off like, oh, had he had a full camp, it would have been a whole nother story. Because we don't know, right? To me, though, when I'm looking at this whole thing, I'll give Hobbs out the first round. I'll give him the first round. Second round, it was all Kamaru for me, at least. Right, second round got his shots in. Third round, Kamaru had it until he got taken down. I know people were kind of upset about the shot to the back of the head, and then the judges, for whatever reason, gave it a 10-8. Like some judges gave it a 10-8, which I'm like, wait a minute. To me, 10-8 means that you got knocked down. Like, you got cracked, knocked down. I don't really count it when it's a takedown.
Yeah.
How you feel with that, Chase?
I felt the first round was kind of a 10-8 just because Usman didn't really provide any offense in that one. And it looked like Hamza had opportunities to finish him. But yeah, Hamza, he's was such a good hype prospect, but I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the UFC kind of knew what they were doing by giving him Paulo Costa. I thought they wanted to see if he could handle a punch from Paulo Costa, because Paulo Costa can throw fucking bombs, and so that's the one thing. And he's not that bad at wrestling too, because remember, he stuck the takedown from Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero is a way better wrestler than Hamzat Chimaev. I mean, let's not discredit that. So I actually came away from this fight less impressed with Chimaev, because I feel like Sean Strickland, if he can just neutralize some takedowns and take him into deep waters, Strickland can actually beat him in a fight. Like, I think you just have to survive that first round of what Hamzat does, like what Hamzat did to Usman, because we saw after the first round Usman was able to go, and I just think the problem with Usman is just that he was so worried that Hamzat would catch him. That's why he wasn't like as aggressive as he normally would be, because this is the first fight in Usman's career where he's been taken down multiple times in a fight. It's not like with Leon Edwards where it's like, okay, Edwards got that one lucky trip and that was it. This one, Usman couldn't be too aggressive, because if he rocked Hamzat once, he knows Hamzat's going to go for the legs right away. And so it was a tough battle for Usman. He did a good job. But like I said, I thought the fight was a draw. I didn't feel like either man really lost that fight. I felt Usman came back so strong near the end. So, but yeah, Hamzat won, but I don't know. Like, I feel like I didn't walk away super impressed with him in this fight. It kind of just was like, okay, after the first round, he's kind of just like a normal fighter. He doesn't have any good feints. He doesn't really do anything that scares me on the feet. Like, Usman was catching him with so many good feints, and and he talked about how, I didn't have my right hand and stuff. He was still throwing that right hand. So I don't know what he was talking about, because he threw that right hand 5 times in the first round. So I don't know what he's talking about. He didn't have his right hand because he was still throwing it. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Mike, anything you want to add to this, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think the 10-8 stands for the first, because he didn't provide a lot. But towards the end, it's like, man, if you don't make this a draw, like, you're just cheating at this point, because Kamaru did like fight his way back to at least get a draw in the fight, and they just shafted him, scoring what they scored in the third round. It was just ridiculous.
Yes. Before we get to the main event, there was some controversy also before the co-main event between Johnny Walker and, I'm probably gonna butcher this name, but Ankalaev, Magomedov Ankalaev.
Magomed Ankalaev.
Yes, and I guess the way this was going, whoever would win this fight would get a shot at the light heavyweight title, coming out of the winner of Pereira and
Man, the
and
state of
Proskauer.
that division, that's horrible.
Yeah, and we all saw what happened, the knee strike on a grounded opponent in round 3, and caused a no contest. They brought in the doctor. Where are you? They asked Johnny Walker. They asked him, and in the playback, they're like, "Oh, he said, I'm in the desert. I'm in the desert."
You weren't lying.
It wasn't lying. Yo, he was not lying at all. I would have taken that, because you gotta keep in mind, bro. Like, the doctor from Abu Dhabi, right? You're dealing with a guy whose language his second language is English, right? You're not. I don't expect him to sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm in the I'm in Abu Dhabi, or I'm in Etihad Arena." No, like, bro, you're in the desert. That's good enough, bro. That's good enough. But going into the while looking at it, I had Ankalaev winning with the shots and all that stuff, but then the fucking illegal knee happened. And they're scheduled, I guess, to run it back. I'm pretty sure you add this to the John Jones card with Stipe Miocic.
No, put this on December. We don't want to ruin that card.
Put this on. No. Put this back in the 8. Put this in the Apex, yo. In the Apex.
Yeah, they need a main event. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, put that in the Apex.
Yeah, Ankalaev is the king of voiding my parlays.
Yeah, bro.
This dude voided the last time he fought.
Yes.
And in this fight, he voided. So it's like, whatever, dude. As long as you don't lose.
He's bandless, bro. Bandless.
No, as long as he don't lose. I mean,
it's funny. Nah, bro. So then we got the main event. Alexander Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev, the main event. Again, I commend Volkanovski for taking this fight on short notice. But then it happened, right? Again, everyone, depending who you talk to, Volk won the first fight. And I was telling people, yo, man, Volkanovski's going to take this, yo. I'm telling y'all right now, Volkanovski's going to take this. Now I have to go back to work tomorrow with egg on my face, and hear what happened, Steve? What happened? You told us Volkanovski was going to win. What happened? I'm ready to deal with that tomorrow. I'm ready for it. He got caught. Got caught with a kick and got cracked. First of all, the head kick was great. Do I see them running this back? I don't think we need to. I think for Volkanovski, you just stayed down at 145. I know he's great. I know he's defending next against Topuria,
yeah.
And we'll see how that goes. And for Islam, though, man, likely it's gonna be Justin Gaethje next. Gonna be Gaethje.
Dana said Oliveira's next, no matter what.
Oh, that too. So we'll see. I mean, again, what would have happened, right? Had it been Oliveira instead of 10-day notice.
Would have been different, yeah. Because the thing is, I feel like Volk. There's a thing I feel like if he was with the full camp, that head kick wouldn't have rocked him as hard. Because the thing is, man, he's not you could be being in shape for a fight, which is different than training for a fight. Because when you're staying in shape for a fight, you're not really sparring super hard. You're just sparring, but you're not preparing for certain moves they're gonna do and stuff. Because Volka's eating head kicks from Holloway and from Yair Rodriguez, and those are and normally and the thing is, when you're simulating that in training camp, you're used to getting hit with that by training partners and stuff like that. Because look. You think these top fighters don't get knocked down in training camp or get rocked? That's what helps build that tolerance, is when you're sparring and stuff. And so when you're getting a head kick, and especially from a guy that is bigger than you naturally in Islam Makhachev, and then you're having it where you're coming off literally probably just drinking beers and eating cheeseburgers. Yeah, head kick's gonna rock you pretty quickly and stuff. So yeah, it was a good shot. Honestly, I feel like Volk, he's not gonna be ready for January. I know he wants to be, but that cut looks pretty bad, and also I wouldn't rush him against Topuria. Is a bad motherfucker, bro. That guy's a bad dude when it comes to striking and stuff. So I want to rush him for Topuria. I mean, maybe just do Topuria versus Max, interim featherweight title, and then have it where I would do that. I would just do that. I wouldn't rush Volk back in January. Volk should come back in March next year. But I shout out to him for taking the fight. And as for Islam, he looked good in this fight. Good as team. I think he beats Gaethje. Charles, I don't know. It's a different Charles Oliveira. I think Charles just doesn't want to fight in Abu Dhabi, rightfully so. I mean, I wouldn't want to fight Islam in Abu Dhabi. It kind of makes sense. You want to avoid that one. I feel Charles will take Islam somewhere in neutral ground, in the States or somewhere, or Brazil. Vegas. So, something like that. I totally understand if Charles doesn't want to fight Islam in Abu Dhabi, because you saw the performance of Charles Oliveira in Abu Dhabi compared to outside of Abu Dhabi. The guy is a different animal outside of Abu Dhabi. He's still a scary fighter. So I think there's something to be said about, fighting in Abu Dhabi, So I do think that Charles Oliveira, should be next, but I wouldn't be mad if Gaethje was next. But I think Islam beats Gaethje. Something about Gaethje, he has that Cerrone effect. He goes for the title and he just chokes. So I don't know. That's just how it is. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind also like if they can't get anything done. I know he's coming off a loss to Gaethje, but Poirier wouldn't be bad if you need a fill in the meantime if Gaethje can't go or if I know he's coming off a loss, but Poirier is another dude that like he has a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Do TP's right? Do Charles and Islam in Miami?
Yeah, that's more of a fair location. I think that would be good. Islam likes Miami too. Knuck boys are there. Hasbulla can go there without any trouble. So yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Moving on here real quick before we wrap this up, we're about to put a bow on this momentarily. On Friday on SmackDown, they added a couple more matches for Crown Jewel, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. They made it official. It's going to be Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the U.S. title. They had a promo, a back and forth on SmackDown, where they eventually shook hands and all that stuff. And they were mentioning how, when Logan Paul beat Dylan Dennis, right, he called out Rey Mysterio and wants a shot at the U.S. title and all that stuff. And, I don't mind them giving the belt to Logan Paul. I don't mind it. I think him, again, if you're the Fed, you would want him to be the champion so he can do all these appearances, be on impulsive with the title. There are some people who say, oh, I'm just not down with, having two champions being absent most of the time. Considering Roman shows up when he wants, he's earned this, right? He's earned it after all. And then you're Logan Paul, hey, he'll show up when he wants to as well. I think if Logan wins the title, it's not going to be a long run. Maybe to WrestleMania, right? Maybe to WrestleMania. So we'll see how that goes. But how do y'all feel about the match? How y'all feel?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, he gets to work with a legend. He's gonna guide him throughout the match. He's gonna try and make it look as clean as possible. Even though Logan has looked stellar in all of his matches that he's been in from his debut to now. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them putting the title on him, like you said. All the press that he can get with the title in presence in those press like interviews and his podcast, stuff like that. It's endless. I mean, it's like pick your poison. Like, do you want a high star to elevate the company and bring relevance to a mid-card title, or do you want guys like Santos Escobar, which is nothing wrong with that, or Theory? Which is, what do you want? What do you want to pick?
Yeah, I guess. James, what about you, man?
Yeah, I like the matchup. I think it's going to be good. I think Logan, if he does win it, it's like just a short, 2-month title reign. I don't think it's going to be way too long. I don't think he has anything planned boxing or MMA wise. He might be showing up more often. It could be a case where they're like, hey, can you show up, decent amount of dates and stuff. And really, to be honest, man, these mid-card belts, our belts in general, to be honest, I feel WWE has done at least a little bit of a better job making it where a lot of their feuds don't need titles to make me care and stuff. So I don't think they're in so much trouble if Logan Paul becomes a U.S. champion. In fact, I think it just sets up Logan Paul for really good opponents, or you can set up someone else to beat Logan Paul for the belt that could use that type of rub and stuff. So yeah, I think it's fine. It doesn't hurt SmackDown too bad. I mean, yeah, you're taking away a belt from the show, but how much are they really driving the home the US belt's defended every week on SmackDown? It's not like Gunther with the now this is the IC title, and you rely on the fact that you have a champion that defends every so often. That's a little bit different. That's okay, yeah, you're taking away that belt. Well, I don't know, this guy's always the champion and stuff. The U.S. title is more of their hot potato title. It's like an AEW. The international title, that's a try to be the longer the TNT title. You can hot potato that belt every once in a while, and it's all right. It doesn't hurt the prestige, because then every once in a while you can get a Christian that can hold it for a long time. Then you can go back to hot potatoing it and stuff. So it's the U.S. title's like that, where it's you can hot potato that belt back and forth, and then later on you can figure out. You can figure it out who you want as your champ later. So,
yeah, Also, they added to the card Rhea Ripley defending the women's heavyweight championship against Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark in a fatal 5-way.
Nice.
I mean, again, listen, if they're adding more women to be featured in Saudi Arabia, I think that's great. I do see Rhea retaining her title. I guess they're gonna want the visual of Rhea lifting up Nia Jax, right on her shoulders, what have you, and I'm fine with that.
So Steve, I know you're trying to wrap up, but I gotta actually head out, so I'll talk to you later, man.
No worry, brother. No problem. So there's that too. Anything you want to add to that, Big Mike?
Yeah, I mean, once I saw the match graphic and simultaneously forgetting where this where this thing was going to be held, and I was like, oh yeah, finally more than 2 women at this event.
Yes.
But it's going to be in one match. Hey, progress. That's what we call progress.
Yes. Would you guys be opposed to Cena beating Gunther to win the only WWE title he would never have won, the IC belt, or would you prefer that to go to someone else?
Someone else. Cena doesn't need the IC title. He's the greatest of all time without it.
Exactly. People are calling him already the greatest of all time. Like, yeah, every time you hear them mention that, take a shot. You know what I mean? So there's that too.
Freaking Hogan didn't win it either. So you want Hogan? Huh?
Exactly. Also, they announced this match literally early in the day per the LA Times. They had the LA Times announce this match, Mike. Roman Reigns defending the Undisputed Championship, the Undisputed Universal Championship, that is, right? Against LA Knight.
Let me talk to you.
In Saudi Arabia. Bro, you had the LA Times announce this, bro.
Yeah. The LA Times broke an LA Knight match.
Yes. There's a lot of people who feel like, oh man, this match is too soon. This is gonna do a lot of damage to LA Knight. For me, too soon. Yes, but I think it's them trying to make the best of it while the iron is hot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is this a match where he's gonna lose? Yes. Do I see Roman actually? I know Booker T said, "Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually let LA Knight win." Nah, bro, I'm good. I don't.
Yeah, Booker is just trying to stir that pot. He working.
Yeah, he's working. I know. But again, bro, think right. A year ago, he was wrestling Max. He was wrestling Mansoor, right? Or Mansoor, right? Mm-hmm. And now here he is getting the shot against Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, crazy, man. Right? That's what you call progress.
Yeah, it is.
Word of the day is progress. When you see where he came from and how over he is, and it just builds and builds and builds, and then that electric segment on SmackDown when Roman and LA Knight went face to face, and that epic, if you freeze frame it just right, that epic scene of Roman's reflection off of the shades of LA Knight. It gets sweeter and sweeter.
Absolutely. So we'll see how that goes. Ref bump, Roman wins, Maggle, by CPZ.
Yeah, I mean that's the formula.
Now, before we wrap this up, we didn't talk about this because really, and also the fact that we don't really cover this promotion, really don't.
Oh boy.
I'm surprised if some of y'all still do, but it is what it is. So the NWA, they secured a TV deal.
TV deal.
Yeah, bro. With one of the top 20 major networks. Top 20. It's in the top 20. Believe it or not, dude. So the NWA programming will be coming to the CW network. The network used to host SmackDown back in the day. Yeah. the CW. Now, according to House of Wrestling, the NWA has signed 2 TV deals with the CW, and an official announcement will be made relatively soon. The deal will see NWA Power and a reality TV show about the day-to-day behind-the-scenes running of the NWA air on the network. Filming has reportedly already started on the reality series, and the project should be completed soon. NWA Power is expected to debut on the CW before the reality series. The show is expected to continue to be taped in blocks, but the production upgrades have already been carried out of Power in anticipation of the move to the CW. Women of Wrestling already airs across many of the CW affiliates and regularly outdraws Impact Wrestling, according to House of Wrestling. With the episode set to average between 250,000 to 450,000, this has made NWA optimistic about finding a solid audience on the TV network.
Honestly, man, I'm in a positive mood. This is major.
It is. Now listen.
Major for them.
Now listen.
When was the last time NWA
got some buzz?
Was on television? No, it was on television. That had to be like the 80s.
Yeah, I believe Turner Network, TBS.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, it is. I agree, Romy. Yes, it's 5 days old. Yes, the news is 5 days old. Yes, but still, we didn't. Again, what other day we're doing all the other shows, so it's like might as well bring it up now. And apparently, Billy Corgan is bringing back the territory system. We talked about that, I think, in a couple episodes ago.
And I saw that a couple of days ago as well, with him buying a company. And he said that he merged with a company, right?
So
or a company is their affiliate.
So basically, he's going across the independent scene and labeling some of these promotions as an NWA affiliate, meaning some of those names from NWA. Some of their big names like EC3 and Thomas Latimer, right? And I guess whoever is their national champion or TV champions, what have you, can show up on their shows, show up on their promotions and wrestle their top guy, what have you. And I guess also it's going to help see who can land a spot on NWA television from those promotions as well. Romy writes here, I ain't getting on you for talking about it now. I'm just saying it got no buzz because the first I've heard of it. Yeah, that's the thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you, right? I get you.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, with it being 5 days old, and this is the first time that we're hearing of it, it's kind of crazy because it's like, dang, they're excited that they might get wild numbers. And we're talking about 5 day old news that nobody is talking about.
Yeah,
you might get less than wild views. You might be looking at around 90 to 150.
Could very well be.
But nonetheless, like I said, I'm in a positive mood.
Good for them. Yeah,
good for them. And that might get me to turn the tube to see it. Just to see what it looks like on the CW. Huh?
The production, because again, I don't really watch NWA. Like if it's on YouTube,
yeah, not anymore. Yeah,
like it's not the same. It doesn't have the same umph like it did back in the day. Back when they were Power, before the pandemic, right? When they had all that stuff, right? And
now where the buzz was at its height.
Now, then the pandemic happened and some of their names got canceled.
Bro, every week I would go to their YouTube channel to watch Power.
Yes, and then they wanted to be slick. Then they wanted to be slick about it. Oh, let's put the show on a paywall, right? On Fight and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I mean, good for them. Good for them. We'll see where this takes them and what comes out of all this stuff, but also factor in this Saturday is Ngannou versus with Tyson Fury. Like we mentioned that earlier before, but just to remind everyone again, So there's that too. That, I believe, is going to be it for us, man. Anything that we probably should cover that we didn't cover that,
No,
as
I mean
you lay there in a position of comfort, ready to, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna eat again, and then possibly and watch a little bit of the game, and then possibly go to sleep.
I hear you, brother. Well, that's going to be
I'll
it
watch a
for
little
us.
bit of Monday Night Raw just to catch up and see what's going on.
Well, again, we don't do Raw rundown because we know Monday Night Football, and who am I to tell you guys, hey, watch Raw, don't watch football? Who am I to do that? What kind of guy would I be, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's gonna be it for us today, guys. I want to thank you guys as always for tuning in. All right. You guys can follow the Around the Point Network over on X at AT Point Network. There it is. You guys can follow me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at Heel Steven. Let them know, Big Mike, where can they check you out?
Yeah, you can follow me on X at Detroit Gamer 313. Also here every single day on the Around the Point Network. Yeah.
All righty. We'll be back Thursday. Or unless you want to do Let's Talk NXT on Wednesday. We probably can.
Yeah,
We'll be back.
I ain't working.
We'll be back on Wednesday for Let's Talk NXT. That's going to be it for us, though, guys. Thank you all again. Also, thank Chase for swinging by here on the show. I can check him out on X at ChaseOliver68. But that's gonna be it for us, guys. For myself, for Big Mike, for Chase, for the gang. Adrenaline rush. Yeah, adrenaline rush. And TNA Wrestling's back, baby. And this has been Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.